Anna had always been the kind of woman who believed in loyalty, love, and family. She had met Tom during their college years, and what started as a carefree friendship soon blossomed into a deep and passionate love. Tom was charming, supportive, and full of ambition. They got married after a few years of dating, and for a while, everything seemed perfect. They built a life together, had three beautiful children, and Anna devoted herself to making their family whole. But things began to unravel the moment Tom started spending more time at work, and his late night meetings became more frequent. Anna, once a trusting wife, began to sense that something was wrong. The subtle signs of his distance were too much for her to ignore. The last straw came when she found an envelope hidden in the back of his drawer, an envelope with love letters from someone she didn't recognize. The letters spoke of intimate moments, shared memories, and plans for a future together. Tom had been having an affair for 4 years. Anna confronted him that night, her heart shattering as Tom admitted the truth. He had fallen in love with his former girlfriend, Rachel, and had been seeing her behind Anna's back for all this time. But what hurt the most was when Tom told her that he had made a choice. He wanted to be with Rachel, not Anna. Anna's world came crashing down. She had given him everything, her trust, her heart, her devotion. And now, after 4 years of marriage, he had decided to walk away from their family for someone else. Despite the devastation, Anna did her best to keep things together for the sake of their children. She didn't want to uproot them, especially when Tom refused to take financial responsibility for their lives. He had made it clear that he was going to start a new life with Rachel, and he wanted nothing to do with the family they had built together. Tom's neglect was more than just emotional. It was financial as well. He had promised to provide for the children, but the money he sent was minimal. In fact, there were months when he didn't send anything at all. Anna was forced to juggle multiple jobs to keep food on the table and a roof over their heads. Every day was a struggle, and the weight of it all began to wear on her. She took on the role of both mother and father, giving everything she had to raise their three children. It wasn't easy. The children missed their father, but Anna did her best to make them feel loved and supported. She would never let them feel abandoned, even if their father had abandoned them. But as much as Anna tried to keep up the appearances of a happy family, the anger and bitterness towards Tom and Rachel grew inside her. They had left her to bear the burden of their decisions, and it wasn't just the money that hurt her. It was the fact that they had torn apart everything she had worked so hard to build. One afternoon, while picking up her kids from school, Anna ran into Rachel. Rachel was with Tom, their arms intertwined, smiling and laughing as though nothing had ever happened. The sight of them together, so carefree and happy, was more than Anna could bear. It felt like a slap in the face. She had worked so hard to keep things together, and here they were, enjoying the life that had once belonged to her. That evening, after the children had gone to bed, Anna sat in front of her computer, her mind racing. She knew she had been wronged. She knew that Tom and Rachel had taken everything from her, and now it was time for her to take something back. She didn't know exactly what that would be, but she was done being the victim. She spent hours researching, studying the lives of both Tom and Rachel, gathering information. She wasn't going to let them get away with what they had done to her. Anna had always been a woman of integrity, but now she was prepared to step into a world she had never known before, the world of revenge. Anna's plan wasn't about violence or destruction. It was about exposure and revenge in a way that would hit Tom and Rachel where it would hurt the most: their reputation, their image, and their wealth. Anna discovered that Rachel had recently started a new business, a boutique clothing shop in the city. Rachel had poured her heart and soul into the business, hoping it would become successful. What Anna knew, however, was that Rachel had been dishonest with her business partners. The boutique had been operating under false pretenses with unlicensed merchandise and illegal imports. Anna gathered enough evidence to expose the truth. Meanwhile, Tom, who had been living a double life, had been hiding money from their divorce settlement. Anna found a way to uncover his hidden assets, including the properties he had purchased with Rachel, all while failing to pay his fair share of child support. She had the evidence she needed to expose his greed and his betrayal. Anna didn't want to destroy them, but she wanted them to feel the consequences of their actions. She had spent years trying to keep her family together, and now it was time for them to face the repercussions of breaking her heart. The day of reckoning came when Anna sent the evidence to the local news outlet. Within hours, the story broke. The public was shocked to learn about Rachel's fraudulent business practices, and Tom's hidden assets were exposed for all to see. Rachel's boutique was raided, and the truth about Tom's financial mismanagement came to light. Rachel's business was ruined, and her reputation shattered. The investors who had backed her fled, and her dreams crumbled before her eyes. Tom, too, found himself facing legal action for his hidden assets and failure to meet his financial obligations. The divorce settlement he had tried to evade was brought up in court, and the judge ordered him to pay Anna what he owed, and then some. Anna felt a sense of satisfaction, not because of their downfall, but because she had regained control over her life. She had been wronged, but now she had made them pay for their actions. Her children no longer had to live in the shadow of their father's betrayal. She had given them the life they deserved, one filled with love, care, and stability. With the dust settled, Anna found herself stronger than she had ever been. The revenge she sought was not just for herself, but for her children and her own healing. She had given everything for Tom, for their family, but now she was free to build something for herself, something that was hers alone. Anna started a new chapter in her life, focusing on her career and her children. She found peace in knowing that she was enough, that she didn't need anyone to validate her worth. She was no longer a victim. She was a survivor, and she would continue to thrive. Tom and Rachel, on the other hand, were left to pick up the pieces of their broken lives. The public's perception of them had forever changed, and the consequences of their actions had left an indelible mark. They had ruined their own lives, and Anna had made sure that they would never forget what they had done to her. Years later, Anna stood at the head of her family, watching her children grow into strong, independent individuals. She had found love again, not with someone else, but with herself. Her children, though they had suffered in the past, were now thriving, and that, more than anything, was her greatest revenge. As for Tom and Rachel, their lives were forever altered. The damage was done, and they were left to pick up the pieces, realizing too late that love, trust, and loyalty were worth more than anything they had chosen over the years. Anna had learned that revenge wasn't about hurting others. It was about reclaiming your power and choosing your own path, free from the chains of betrayal. And in the end, she knew she had won.